Hello, Professor Rhodes. This is Jennifer McRoy. I am doing my self-reflection for our final reflection, I guess. First of all, I just want to thank you so much for everything that you did this semester. You were so helpful, and you really made it a lot easier on me. Science is definitely not my best subject, but I really appreciate you being so understanding and bearing with me throughout the whole semester. So hopefully this works. I just recorded myself and I lost my whole video, so fingers crossed. But anyway, in response to our first question, I have it written down right over here. What activity did I most benefit from in this course? It would have been the lesson plans. Despite them being very lengthy and taking me forever to write and to wrap my head around, I would have to take multiple breaks because I would get so stressed throughout writing the lesson plans. I really, in the long run, I really enjoyed and appreciated us doing those lesson plans because I was proud of myself after doing the lesson plans, and I think they were good lesson plans, and I look forward to using them in my future classrooms. Despite whatever grade I get, I will edit those things and make sure the standards meet whatever grade so that I can use them again, because they took me a long time and a lot of work, but I'm very proud of them, and I think the students will enjoy each of those lessons that I created. So definitely the lesson plans were the most beneficial. Number two, which activity was the least beneficial? I would have had to say that it was our journal article review, excuse me. I have a hard time comprehending material that it's not something out of a good book that I enjoy reading. I just really struggle with reading comprehension in general, which I believe I've told you about from the get-go. But even though we got to choose our topic, and I did choose mine on using smartboards and manipulatives in the classroom, I did, to some extent, enjoy that topic, but just having to read something and then create it into an article review, I just really kind of struggle with that, and I don't feel very confident in that area, and I would have rather done something else that would have been better, that I could have used more in our own classroom. So that would have had to been my least beneficial thought for this class, was the journal article review. Question number 3. Something that the instructor could do differently to make or improve this experience. I just said maybe that do some sort of discussion board for just related to questions that students might have, where we can share ideas and lesson ideas. There were many times throughout the semester that I felt like kind of alone, and maybe that I thought, I'm just not getting this. I felt bad always having to email you, and I would have rather been able to, maybe ask a peer, say, hey, is anybody else having issues with this? Am I just not comprehending this? Can anybody give me some insight on what I need to improve on this, or how can I figure this question out? So that's just one thought that I had. Also, another thing would be maybe not so many regular discussion boards, maybe do some interactive voice threads, or something along the lines of where you maybe record yourself doing something and then we have to respond. That way you really know if we watched your video, and it has to be something specific maybe that you did in your own video. And then something else that we could collaborate and work with our peers. So maybe something as far as an interactive discussion board, because I know discussion boards, you work together and you respond, but at the same time, something that would really benefit us in the long run, that we could say, hey, I got this idea from a classmate, and then take it out into our classroom. So just a thought. Question number 4, do I feel better, worse, or the same regarding my abilities to teach science in the classroom? I feel so much better. To be honest, I was not looking forward to teaching science. I was dreading it and wasn't sure what I was going to do, how I was going to get through this class, because I just remember from high school and growing up that it was a lot of out of the textbooks, doing vocabulary words, looking them up, answering them in a test, maybe once in a blue moon getting to do an experiment, but the lab reports on the experiment took long enough and were so stressful that you weren't even excited about the experiment anymore. So I feel so much better after writing my lesson plans and seeing what it takes and creating my own lesson plans and my lesson ideas, that I just have enjoyed science a lot better. And in fact, my 3rd lesson plan, the 3 little elves in the big bad snowstorm, I wish that could have been my formal lesson, because I had so much fun actually writing that one, and it wasn't like pulling teeth trying to write that one for me, hence I was able to get it in on time. But I think my students would have really enjoyed that, because even when I did my formal lesson with them, I said, okay, class, we're going to be teaching science, or I'm going to be teaching science today. And they were so excited, thinking that it's about experiments, which it is. But I wish I would have been able to do my third lesson plan, because I think they would have enjoyed that much more, as myself would have as well. Excuse me. The final question, what's the most important in regarding teaching science in my classroom? I've learned through videos, through my science lessons, through your voice threads, everything, that in order to keep science going for students, you need to make it fun and interesting and understandable for students to learn and enjoy the subject, because otherwise you're going to lose them and they're not going to be interested in the subject, just as many of us were probably. A lot of us talked in our discussion boards that we didn't used to like science, but now it's been a lot more fun and educational, and it's more of a hands-on learning experience, and that's exactly what it should be. So I will make sure to do that in my own classroom. So anyway, thank you again so much for everything. I've really enjoyed your class, and I hope you have a great Christmas break, and best wishes to everything you do in your future. Thanks.